Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. This is the Gift Poncho. This is designed by Dee Neer for Caron Yarns, and this is really quite awesome, and it's a really simple idea. It's a one-piece unit, and then we're going to top it off with these beautiful scallops at the end. Couple of things that you should know right off the top. She's wearing this backwards in comparison to the actual schematic that we're going to be using. So in actual fact, the schematic says that the point is actually at the back, but the nice thing about it is that it still looks great, right? So one side of it comes straight across and the other side juts down. So however you want to wear it is your business, and you can decide that for yourself. This is sized all the way for extra small to small, medium, and large to extra large for this. It's actually pretty easy. It's using Caron Simply Soft yarns. It's actually using 2 yarns at one time. I decided to use a Caron Simply Soft Ombre, and I mixed it with Caron Simply Soft Tweeds, and together it gave it a more of a natural but value oriented looking yarn. So what we're going to be doing today is that I'm going to get you started for all sizes, and then we're going to be doing the scalloping edge together, which will also match all sizes. I will be only doing the small size on camera with you, but then I will be telling you the information that you need to know for the other sizes. So without further ado, let's grab our 6.5mm size K crochet hook. You're using 2 strands at one time. Takes a total of 6 balls, but if you're using the ombre, I recommend that you have to get an extra 1 or 2 balls because the ombre is a little bit thinner. Sorry, the ball is a little bit smaller than the original Caron Simply Soft, so you have to keep that in mind. So let's take a look and let's get ourselves started on this project, and let's begin. So with any particular tutorial, you expect me to be totally transparent and honest, which I'm okay with. So I want to tell you this pattern is written in a really kind of strange way, and I don't think it's the designer. I think that whoever did the editing of this has the particular pattern out of order. So what we're going to have is that you have the poncho chaining loosely of 126 for small to small, 154 to medium, and then large to extra large is 169. This should be up here. Okay, and then you continue down just like you see here. So it happens. I'm not even I don't even have a good excuse. So when you're paying attention to this, jump down here, and then we're gonna jump back up, and we're gonna get this done together, right? If this is the biggest problem that you have today, you're having a super great day. So let's start off with our beginning chain, and then we're gonna get our foundation row started, and then it's just a matter of repeating 2 rows in order to get to the size that you need. So let's do that first. So what you're going to do is put 2 strands into your hand, and they're gonna be working together as one unit. And what the ombre does change color throughout. I'm not going to do the whole sample with you on camera because I've already done it, but I'm just going to explain it to you, show you how to do the stitch work, and then I'll do the whole scallop with you on camera for sure. So we're going to start off with a slip knot, leave an extra long tail so that you can use a tapestry needle at the end to weave those in. So if you're doing the small and extra small to small, you need to chain a certain amount. 136 is your number. If it's medium, 154, and if it's large to extra large, it's 169. So just keeping them together with your 6.5mm size K crochet hook, just chain the number that you want. Okay, so for myself, I'm just going to do a smaller swatch with you here on camera, and you're going to chain all the way down to the size that you want. Do it nice loose chain. It's going to probably be loose for you anyway. It was for me. I won't get into that, and you're just going to chain the number that you need, and then meet me back here in just a moment. So put me on pause, and we'll begin row number 1 together. So I've already lied to you. Row number 1 doesn't exist yet. We're doing the foundation row. We're gonna get ourselves started. So here we go. You know, again, if this is the hardest part of your day, it's a great day. So we're gonna do 4 chain from the hook. So count it back. So 1, 2, 3, and you go to the 4th and go to the back hump of the stitch. And I want you to do that because it'll look better in the end. So you're just going to double crochet. So that is counting as 2 double crochets on the end. You're going to chain 1, just like you see here, and then skip 1 chain, and then do 2 double crochets in a row, and you're gonna do that all the way down your chain. And if your counts are right, you will end up with 2 double crochets in a row at the very end, but we'll get there in a moment. So 2 double crochets in a row, then you chain 1 again, skip 1, and then 2 double crochets in a row. Please do that all the way down, and I will see you at the end of your chain. So put me on pause now. I'm coming all the way to the end of my chain. I didn't count my stitches before I started, so I may not end up with the right number of chains, but you will for sure. So chaining 1, and the last 2 stitches are 1 double crochet each in the last 2 stitches. So I have 1 stitch actually technically left on my chain. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna do that. So if that happens to you and you're new, what you can just do is just either reef on it real tight, or you can just undo this knot. So you can just go backwards, and Jeannie does this all the time where she's not sure and her stitch counts right away, so she'll chain extra, and then at the end if you just pull out that beginning chain like that, look, perfect. So let's begin now officially row number 1 and then 2, and then we're gonna be repeating 1 and 2 until you get to a certain dimension. So let's do that next. So we're going to begin row number 1. So row number 1 is gonna be done every other row, and once you get onto this pattern it gets really easy to remember it too. You're gonna chain 4, which counts as a double crochet, and chain 1. So 1, 2, 3. There's your first double crochet. Chain 1, which is the 4th one, is your chain 1 space. You're gonna come to your next chain 1 space here, and you're going to put in 2 double crochets. It refers to them as a cluster in this particular pattern. So 2 double crochets right into that space itself. Then chain 1, and then move to the next chain 1 space and put in 2 double crochet. So guess what you're doing all the way down? Same thing. So chain 1 and then 2 double crochets in the next space. So maybe at the end of your row, put me on pause now and I'll show you how to finish this row. Eventually you're gonna get to the end, so you're just gonna go to the chain 1 space, the last one here, and put in your 2, and then to finish off you're going to do a chain 1, and then right in the turning chain itself you're going to put in a double crochet. Don't go into a gapping space because you'll ruin it. Go right into a chain space area and double crochet. So what you have here is that the one below has 2 double crochets right in the end. This one has only 1. So it's gonna be opposite to each one. So row number 2, you're gonna do this each and every time. You're going to chain up 3, and in the first space that you have you're only gonna put 1 double crochet, and then guess what you're doing all the way down. You're gonna chain 1 and go to the next space and 2 double crochet, and you're gonna do that all the way down. So rows 1 and 2 is simply like a granny square but without going around in a circle, and you're just putting in 2 double crochets in each space followed by a chain 1 after it, and then eventually you'll get to the other side. So you need to keep going back and forth on your project for a set amount of dimensions. So for the small size that I'm doing it's only 18 inches, for the medium it's 20 inches, and for the large extra large it's 22 inches, and it's the height, so it's from the space all the way to the top. So that's how you're gonna get that information. So as you come out to the end you're gonna chain 1. So you're gonna come to the final chain 1 space and only put 1 in there, and then put 1 double crochet in the turning chain, and that keeps it looking balanced. Do you see that? So turning your work, go back to doing row number 1. So row number 1 you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 counts as a double crochet slash chain 1. Come to the next chain 1 space and put in 2 double crochets, and then begin what you already know all the way down. So this was repeating of row number 1. So then after you get row number 1 you're going to do what you did with row number 2, and that's all you just need to do. So what I need you to do is that I need you to go back and forth until you get to the certain height. Okay, so it's gonna be from this edge all the way to the top. It's either 18 inches, 20 inches, or 22, and then when I come back I'll have that done for you, and then we'll start we'll put it together, and then we'll do the bottom scalloping. So in the diagram we have this folding that we have. So we have a flat unit like this, and now we're gonna fold it so that it comes down, and then we're going to be looking at the back seam of this when we go to start. But let's get this folded in a certain way. So here is the neck area and etc. So let's fold this in a way. Now you're going to notice that the seam line here is just a little bit off. We're not gonna worry about that right now. We are going to be worrying about that later, and you'll see how that will work out. So don't get any concern right now. So let's fold this project in a way that it looks like that. So let's begin the special fold. So what you see in the photograph is that one edge is down. So I'm gonna use the edge that has the strand is gonna be down, and I am going to just push up, and now this edge here is going to match it. Okay, so you just match it like this. So what we're going to do is that we're going to evenly space our whip stitching along this edge. To do that, just put the strands back into the tapestry needle, and I want you just to whip stitch yourself around. So just going, so here's where it starts, and you're just gonna come to the opposite side and go through and then back to where it starts. And now it's gonna come up over top of each other, creating a whip stitch. And all you're just going to do is that match pretty close, almost the stitch work to each other on the opposite sides of each other. And then once you get that done, just advance and keep on going. Now what I would recommend is going into a chain. Don't go into a space when you have spaces involved on the one side of this project. So just continually advance down the edge, and then I'll meet you at the opposite side and we'll fasten off together. So I'm coming up to the very end of the row here, and I've evenly spaced it so it doesn't look like it's buckling. It's still sitting flat. It's beautiful. And we're gonna come right up to the top. So I just got one more on this side. So when you go to finish off, just put it through, as in to knot it like that. And then I want you to weave in the ends. So just coming in, and I would go to the back side of the project for this, is that you're just gonna come to the back side. So just move the needle to the back and just weave it in and out of the stitch work a total of 3 times. It's gonna be nice and tight. Unfortunately this hook's a little bit, or the needle that I'm using is a little bit big for this, so it gets a little tight. So I go through once, I come back through a slightly different path for the second time, and finally the third time back. So there you go. So now you can trim it, and now you're ready for your scalloping edge. That is awesome, and it is really kind of cool. So we're going to be folding this in a certain way, and we'll be covering that in the next section. So let's begin to do the neck edging. We'll do that first before we're gonna do the scallops on this. So just create a slip knot to begin. And what I want you to do is that I want you just to insert it. So see where it's pointing down? That's where I want you to start, and I want you to just insert in, and we're going to just simply just attach it with a slip stitch, chain 1, and single crochet back into that same spot. So you're just gonna go into every stitch that you have going around. If it's chain 1 space, just fill it in with a single crochet and follow it all the way around and coming back to where you are now. So please do that all the way around. I'll see you at the end. Do not fasten off. We're not quite done yet. So I'm coming up to the end of this, and I'm going to join it with the first single crochet in just a moment. So what we're going to do is that we're gonna do a reverse single crochet all the way back to where we come. So it's called a crab stitch as well, but it's also known as a reverse single crochet, where you crochet kind of backwards. So you're just gonna come to the last one here, and see how I joined into the this is the turning chain, so that's gotta be one there too, and I'm just going to join now to the first single crochet. So round number 2, the final round, and then you're gonna fasten off, so just join it, is a reverse single crochet. So you're gonna chain up 1, go in the same one, pull through, and then pull through 2. But instead of advancing forward, you're going to go backwards. So you're gonna come to the stitch right before it, and then just pull through, and then pull through 2. Okay, and now come to the one before it, in, pull through, and then pull through 2, and you're gonna do this all the way around. This is called reverse single crochet, and it changes the edging to be more of a textured look and more of a finished look as well. So you can see how it does this instead of being so flat. So please do a reverse single crochet all the way around, and then we're gonna fasten off and then begin the scalloping next. So I'm coming all the way back around to where I had started, still doing my reverse single crochet. So if you do it right, you can really do a good job in hiding this in. So you're gonna come to your last one, and then you're just going to finish off here. So you wanna leave it at this point, leave an extra long tail, but you're going to need a darning needle or a tapestry needle to be able to finish this off. So just pull through the loop. So you see it's not kind of matching this section here. So what I want you to do is that with your tapestry needle, just feed this on, and I want you to go in the direction continuing. So just sneak it under the first reverse single crochet that you had, and staying towards the back side, so the inside, and just pull through. And if you pull through enough, it will look like it's finished. Isn't that neat? So you're just going to then turn it around, and then just go back in the other direction. Stay on the inside of the project. I really don't like this needle. I don't even know where I got it from, but it's not number one on my list. But I don't know where my other one went, so I'm just gonna pull through. So once, so I already went through once, this is twice, and now through a slightly different path 3 times. So I can now just safely just trim it down to the project, get rid of that, and then we're gonna move on to our scalloping next. So that is your edge for the top, and let's begin to work on the scalloping. So we're now about to start the final edge that we have, and so what's gonna happen is that, see this X here, this is approximately where we're going to start, and we're gonna come down and then back up and then over and then back around. Now here's the thing, see this dotted line, this is the short edge. Because it's a short edge, we're gonna be working along the side of the rows. So before you hit the corner on all sizes, you have to put in 5 single crochets equally spaced, and then we hit the corner of single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now this side and this side and just down to this dotted line is the side of the project, so you can just match the stitches that you see. But when you get back to here, you have to equally space either 26 for the small or 29 stitches for the medium, and large, extra large is 33 stitches. This whole scalloping works based on mathematics, so that's what we're gonna be aiming for today. So at this point we have the sewn, we have the neck done, and now let's begin the scalloping together. So at the peak at the back, this is the only point, so you can't miss it. You're going to start off and you're going to create your first section down here. So it's about 2 inches in, so my thumb section is 1 and 2, it's about here, and you're just going to apply 5 single crochets before the point. So the 5th one will be the point itself. So you're just gonna attach and just chain 1 and then single crochet back into that same spot. So this is gonna be 1 and then equally space it. The next one will be 2, 3, and then 4, and then the point will be a single crochet. So we're right into the point itself. Make sure you get adequate number of stitches here. So it's gonna be single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet, and now you've officially turned the corner. So this is the normal side that we had been working with, and all I'm just going to ask you to do is just, I need you to single crochet into each of the stitch. Now this here in the corner, that is that first double crochet that you had, so you're just gonna advance to the next one and you were going to single crochet in that one, and then I would maintain the stitch work as you know it. Okay, so for example, I am just doing a single crochet in the double crochet. I'm not sure why I'm struggling, but I am. There you go. So then I would go into the chain 1 space for the next one, and then you have your 2 double crochets, so go into those and follow this all the way around until you get to this side here again where you're working down the side, and I'll meet you back there in just a moment. So just keep on following. So I'm coming up all the way around. I'm really kind of sorry about that. We have this variegated yarn. It's always harder to teach a tutorial, so I'm hoping that it's not a deal breaker for you. I'm sure by now people in the comments are already saying something, but it is what it is, and it's kind of the reality. I want to show you that it can be done with the real stuff. So as we come around, the last section as we come around is the sides. So we have to squeeze in a total of 26 stitches for the small, and then the medium is 29 stitches and 33 stitches for the large. Now you only go to the to where the 5 starts. It may take you a couple tries in order to do this, so there's no magic formula, you just have to squeeze it in. So I just gonna go 1 and then just keep on going. So I would recommend staying within the chain work. So this is 2 and 3, and go all the way to the number that you need in order to do that. I can't do that here on camera because I'm gonna lose count, so I'll do that with you. I'll meet you at the end of this. So I've now got my 26 in there. It took me 2 tries to equally space it as much as I could, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the first one. So this is the foundation row really for the fans, and now we're gonna begin row number 1. So let's do that next. So let's begin row number 1 or round number 1 of the fan area. You're gonna chain one, and technically we would go into the same one that you're starting with, but you're not going to. You're gonna come to the next one, and it says to single crochet in the next three. So skipping that first one and go in the first three. So 1, 2 and 3, just like that. It says chain one, skip one, and then in the very corner one it says to apply 5 double crochets. So skipping one and put in 5 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Like that. So once your 5 is in there, you're going to chain one, and you're gonna skip one single crochet. So skip the next one and single crochet in the next 7. So let's do that. So just single crochet in the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So now you're gonna chain one, skip one, and in the second one over it says to work 5 double crochets into that one. So it's another fan. So skipping the next one, you've already chained one and you're putting in another 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So watch the repeat pattern. So the repeat pattern is kind of starting now. So you're gonna chain one after you've done that, and you're gonna skip the next one and come into the next one after it and do 7 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, chain one, skip one, and then 5 double crochets into the next. So please repeat the same counts all the way around, and I will see you at the end of this round, and this is good to go. So as I come back around, then I'm just going to fill in my last section here. So I have my 5 double crochets that make up the final scallop or the final fan. I was doing scallop working on another tutorial earlier this week, so I'm kind of like getting the 2 names all messed up. So I got my 5, chain one, and remember how we started off with 3 single crochets before here, so that means that there's 4 left as we finish off. If you don't have those right counts, fake it. Like seriously, you don't want to frog anything at this point. Just if you fake it, just enjoy it all the more. So we're just gonna slip stitch it to the first, so you have these scallops now, or these fans now all the way around, and let's begin round number 2. So let's begin row number 2. And it's actually pretty easy, just gotta stick with it. So here we go. We're gonna chain up one, and it says to skip the first single crochet, which is the one that we're on, and we're going to single crochet in the next, just like that. So it says to chain 2, and then we're going to skip the next single crochet, and what we need to do then is to apply 2 double crochets into each one of the 5 fans. Okay, so let's just do that. So let's just count those out together. So 1 and 2 into the first double crochet of the fan, and let's just do the second one. Actually, I went into a space. I just want to fix that. If you see something wrong right away, it's better to fix it. So let's get right into that first double crochet for 2. That looks a lot better. And this is the point anyway, which is people's eyes go right to it. So there's gonna be 2 double crochets in each one of the fans, and so that's gonna happen for every fan all the way around. So you're seeing it's gonna double its size. So there will be a total of 5 groups of 2 double crochets going on each fan. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it says to, once we get that done, is that we are going to chain 2, and what we want to do is that there's 7 single crochets that are spanning this. You're going to skip the first chain 1 space and the first single crochets, the first 2, and you're going to single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. and that leaves you 2 empty single crochets and a chain 1 space. So you're gonna chain 2 and then you're going to play it in 2 double crochets in each one of the 5 fans that are existing. And now you're gonna do this same thing all the way around. One thing I do like about this design, which I wasn't sure of from the very beginning, is that I like how the designer has just doing the point right off the bat. So you simply can go all the way around without having to fuss too much, and really the hard work is done right at the very beginning. So there's gonna be 2 double crochets in each one of the fans, so there'll be 5 groups of 2. And let's review how to move on. So you're gonna chain 2, skip the chain 1 space, skip the first single crochets, the 2 of those, and single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then chain 2, skip the next 2, and then just immediately 2 double crochets in each one of the fans again. So please do that same idea going all the way around for row number 2. So I just finished the last fan. I'm skipping the chain 1 space, skipping the first 2 single crochets, and I'm gonna single crochet in the final 2. So 1 and 2, because when we started we only started with 1. So you're just gonna slip stitch, and we're now going to begin the final round, round number 3. So let's begin the final round. We're going to chain up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to begin. So you're gonna come immediately to the fan, the first one, and the first one will have 2 double crochets in it. So 1 and 2, and then the next one is gonna have 1 double crochet in by itself. Okay, so let's do that, and then you keep on repeating that all through the fan. So the next one is gonna have 2 into the same one, so 1 and 2, and then the next one is 1 by itself, and then there's 2 into the next one. So you're really growing the fans this time, and then 1 into the next one, 2 into the next one, and 1 into the next one, 2 into the next one, and then finally 1 by itself. So that whole fan has just been done. So now you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and come to the middle single crochet of the 3, and just single crochet there, and then begin this all over again. So chain 3, and coming into the first one you're going to place in 2 double crochet, and then the next one is 1 by itself. Do you get that? Do you understand that? So you just got to keep on growing these fans out, and when you get them done just chain 3, single crochet into the middle one, and then chain 3, and then start the next fan. So please do that all the way around for round number 3. So I've come all the way back around. Just as a mental note, I actually used 5 balls of the Caron Simply Soft Ombre for this one here, and I actually this is all I had to do for the 5th ball, so it is what it is, and that's something that you should just keep in mind. Once you finish the final fan you're going to chain 3 and then just slip stitch it to the first one that you had, and then what we want to do is just keep an extra long tail here, and we are going to throw that into a tapestry needle to hide. So just pull it through and then grab up your tapestry needle, so keeping both in the same one, in the same needle at the same time. And I want you to concentrate what's on the back. So see how it's kind of leaning up towards you, so this is the good side of the project. So just coming back, and because this is changing colors, it would be nicer to hide it here, but it doesn't match the color. So I want to go back in the direction from which I just came in the same colorway, and stay towards the back side. So once I get it through once, so once, go back through a different path second time, and back through a different path third time. I really need to I think it's my 3rd time complaining about this particular needle. So what we have now at this point is that you're just going to trim your work, and then that's it for today. Have a great day. Until next time, it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd. So is my friends over at yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.